Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Shalom, beloved Akim and Akwa. Let's just buy on back again through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to tap into a short clip from the beloved brother, Hopeful Elect, Hopeful Elect 3. He put up a video pretty much regarding the status of Babylon the Great, which we're fully aware of. You beloved Akim and Akwa that are tuned in, we clearly see the condition of CTD that this place is currently experiencing, circling the drain. All right, it's showing all signs. I mean, the signs are across the board, regarding the downfall of this empire, from the status of, economically, the economic drawback of this place, the infrastructure is done. They're patching up bridges and roads and highways just for another section to stop deteriorating. All right, the mindset of the people through, all right, the division within the government. All right, you have this whole situation with ICE. It's just like, civil unrest is at the door. At the same time, they're trying to push a fourth industrial revolution where they're going to try to force everybody to get a device in them. All right, so you can clearly see that Esau's whole situation is falling apart. All right, and he's in a position where reality is settling in. Reality is settling in, and you can see it on these regular Joe six-packs. And this is the beauty behind this video, that the brother had put up, that I'm going to play for you, beloved Akim and Akwa. This is the regular Joe six-pack, what I mean, expressing his thoughts, possibly on TikTok, because that seems to be the avenue, these, preferably Babylonians want to go to express their feelings and spew their thoughts. So it was highly likely on TikTok, but who knows? Either way, it's on the ether, And so we're gonna bring it out through the spirit and make it make sense. But this is what it is, man. It's everything. It evolves around prophecy. This is prophetic. What we're witnessing, and ultimately, what led you people to this destination is your pride. Let me get something real quick. Real quick, right? All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 50, and it reads, "For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time, shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." All right, so we're in the latter times. We're in Esau's world. All right, and as you can see, pride is being expressed at an all-time high, and has always been, by these Edomites, bro. And it's funny because in this clip that the brother played, this Edomite, he mentions pride. I want to say 2-3 times. I want to say 2 or 3 times he mentions pride, as he's reminiscing on how it once was in Babylon the Great. All right, but now now the walls are closing in. All right, and they're in a position where they can't see any light, all right, at the end of the tunnel. All right, and it's not a coincidence that he threw that word pride around, because this is the genetic makeup of an Edomite. All right, pride. They're the proudest creature created, bro. And being that the proudest creature created is ruling, all right, and his throne is out of a Babylon the Great. Everybody in Babylon the Great is proud. All these people are proud, bro. You even got proud bums, bro. All right, here it is. You're panhandling. All right, You asking for $1, you know? Here we go. Whoever has to offer you something gives you a couple of change, some change, 50 cents. You're like, I need $1. You got a bum telling you what they need. A beggar's being a chooser, you know? Or it's not enough, you know? It's just madness, bro. But that's the energy that this place produces. Here it is. You can be homeless and you still proud. Okay, you don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. All right, but you're standing on a foundation of pride, because again, this is what this place produces. You see? So now, right? And I want to make this point. So now that preferably you Edomites are starting to feel the pressure, or a prophecy, all right, you're starting to go through the same experiences that we so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have been going through for hundreds of years. All right, now you're experiencing those generational curses. All right, as scriptures, as prophecy said you would, pursuant to Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, bro. All right, and what you're experiencing is a fall from grace, is what you're experiencing. All right, just like we had to experience. All right, we went from waxing fat, right, kicking, to what? Falling into the hands of our enemies, man. And it was the works of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We fell from grace, man. The same thing's going to happen to you. It's written that you're going to fall from this lofty, haughty, high position. And we're witnessing the stages of that now. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And this is why we're here to nail the point home. You know, a lot of you out there may be like, okay, oh, wow, they're always, when I say they, I'm talking about, us servants to prophets. We believe we're the men of the Lord, man. All right, from the elders and apostles, the great millstone on down. All right, we believe we are the men that the Lord sent. You know, hey, at the end of the day, we'll find out at the end, and we say that in humility, man. All right, but we have faith and we believe that the Lord has sent us as ambassadors, as those true faithful martyrs. And what I mean by that is witnesses, all right, of the testimony of our Lord. All right, and ultimately, we're going to keep nailing the point home. All right, we're going to keep exposing Esau. We're going to keep bringing out the validity of Jacob's trouble. We're going to keep talking about the MOTB in the form of the RFID microchip pursuant to Revelations 13:16. We're going to keep warning you, Jakes. All right, we're going to keep calling out Esau on all his atrocities. We're going to keep doing what we do until the Lord says, that's enough. If there's air in our lungs and the spirit in our body, the Rakha Kodash, we pushing, bro. We pushing. And for those of you out there that think this is repetitive, or they're always going, or they're camp banging, they're always, man, we're setting different to the gospel, bro. There's specific duties and attributes a man of the Lord is going to have to exercise in efforts to please his power. The Lord puts his words in our mouth, man. We're not sitting up, how can I say this? Pretty much just operating off of our own will. No, man, the Lord, it puts it on our spirit, our mind. He brings certain things across our spiritual table, and the Spirit's on us to bring it out. You see? And this is what we do. Okay? So, hey, we're chanting down Babylon, bro. We're chanting this place down. Every single time we bring on a digital epistle or pre-recording, every single time we go to camp, right? And we bring it out, and we shake their hand, right? And this word enters into the gates of the nobles. This is likened unto us, what is that? Man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, man. Jericho, the walls of Jericho. This is us circling the walls of Jericho. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. There's so much in my mind, man. I'm excited through the Spirit. I'm excited, man. All right, because we're literally living out, all right, the reality of end time prophecy, bro. We got to understand that. We're living out the reality of end time prophecy, Akiyam and Akwaf. We're living it out. We here. We're literally living out what we read and we're coming to the point of, we're coming into the end where the Lord's going to come, vindicate, our enemies, bro, and bring forth that salvation that's written, man. But check this out. Let's go here real quick. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Excuse me. The book of Isaiah chapter 26. And I want to grab verse 5, and I also want to jump all the way down, but let's stop right here real quick. Let's start at verse 4, right? And it reads, Isaiah 26:4, and it reads, trust ye in the Lord Yahweh forever, for in the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength. Okay, and Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, that's our shield and buckler, man. All right, this is how we're going to get through this storm that's fastly approaching. Okay, it's going to be through the spirit and power and divine protection of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is how we're going to get through. You see, and we put our trust in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai wholeheartedly. All of our eggs are in one basket. All right, look at verse 5. For he bringeth down them that dwell on high, the lofty city. Watch this. He layeth it low. He layeth it low even to the ground. He bringeth it even to the dust, bro. All right, Babylon the Great, bro, aka America, bro. This is that lofty city, bro. And when you read Isaiah 47, all right, Isaiah the 47th chapter, what's it tell us? The dust is a buzzword. Okay, let me go get that real quick. We're gonna get that clip, which that dust represents what? Confusion. And this is the state that these modern day Egyptians / Babylonians are in. And they're gonna see it in this clip. All right, these niggas, they can't vote their way out of this one. They think they're gonna be able to go onto the voting booth and vote their way out of this one. You can't vote your way out of this one. What the Lord got planned and what he's setting up right now, the stage just set for what's coming, there ain't no voting out of it. There ain't no voting your way out of this. All right, that's not an option. Y'all Edomites and the rest of you heathen gotta just live out the process of prophecy, man. All right, as we all do, right? It's just some of us have a better end, a more it's not going to be a destructive end. I'll say it like that. You see, Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. And any well-to-do scholar will tell you. All right, this is talking to America. America is the only modern day government that can be likened unto the daughter of Babylon, based off the prophetic overtone. You see, look it, sit on the ground again, and that dust represents confusion, and your daughter comes after you. Look at, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. That scepter is going to be stripped from Babylon's hand. We're witnessing that now. The transition of the transition of power is happening. You see, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. We're witnessing the transition of power. Esau is coming to a close, and we're about to come into that grand opening of Jacob. Right? Chaldeans will be your modern day technocrats, bro. Okay? The wise men of Babylon. And what a coincidence, which there's no such thing. Your boy Trump surrounded himself and his whole cabinet around technocrats, man. And now they're on a data center building spree and stealing, they're on some land grabbing via for the resources spree, because the REEs, right, that they're going for, those rare minerals, right, rare earth mineral, to sustain and to bring forth their fourth industrial revolution, their technocracy, because a lot of those precious minerals to bring they help get these chips built, and it's different forms of technology is needed. You need those specific minerals to bring that forth. You see, and when you go into the reality of why he wanted Greenland, and he's been granted pockets of it, all you got to do is type in, does Greenland have, if you just type in, does Greenland have minerals on the land, or precious minerals? And it's going to come up. All the information will come up. And it's going to tell you the specific minerals that are there is to help with to bring forth certain technological devices and stuff. Those minerals, specific ones you can barely pronounce. But needless to say, Isaiah 47, continuing on, verse 1 again. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, because ultimately the climax of Babylon the Great, aka America's visitation, is going to be going to evolve around intercontinental ballistic missile exchange. all right, where the majority of the missiles that are shot are going to land on this landmass, pursuant to Revelations 18, okay? And there's many more. The lake of fire, Revelations 19, Revelations chapter 20, all right, that lake of fire, you see? It's talking about this landmass. This is what it's talking about, right? Hell and death shall be cast into the lake of fire, right? Hell and death likened unto Esau, his government, his system, his whole infrastructure, bro. He's out of here. His whole power structure, right? Let's go. Well, that's what I wanted, to bring home, to just make sense of the dust that's being spoken of in Isaiah 26. You see, that lofty city, Babylon the Great. You know, this is that lofty city where people care, where people dwell without any care, right? They live lavishly, bro. Okay? Their mindset is, no, they can't be stopped because this place has never been touched. Now, let me get this video real quick. And this is why it's that much more comforting to see, all right, this regular Joe six-pack Edomite in this type of distress. Let me get this clip. Because they've been walking around with their nose thumbed up for a long time. You see? For a long time, bro. I can't even tell you the disdain I got for some Edomites, bro. And it's all through the spirit, you know. I know a speckled bird when I see one or when I meet one. You know, it's all through the spirit, but man. Bear with me. Let me see here. There it goes. All right, this is fair use, fair use. I'm not making any monetary gain off of this clip. It's for educational purposes only. And for the sake of prophecy. Bear with me, Akiyam and Akwa. Let me just bring this back. All right, check out your boy Cry Us a River.
Why does everything feel dirty? Pretty much for the last year, like everything was supposed to feel good, like getting rid of taxes, getting rid of tax on overtime, draining the swamp, so to speak, getting rid of all the corruption in the government, finding out about the Epstein files. But I can't describe it. The feeling is kind of like, you know, when you're in a bad marriage or bad relationship and your significant spouse cheats on you and you just feel dirty, like down to the bone dirty. I can't put my finger on it, but nothing feels good anymore. Nothing feels safe anymore. I feel like we don't know who we can trust anymore. You got Republicans, you got Democrats, you got independents, you got conservatives. But if we can't trust our government, who can we trust? How do we vote our way out of this? How do we save the fabric of this country? Morals, dignity, pride in the country.
There it goes.
I don't know, man. Things just feel dirty, and I don't know how to fix it. Does anybody else feel that way? I remember a day where we used to be able to walk around with like a flag shirt on or have a flag hanging off your porch, and you felt proud.
Oh, there it goes.
You felt
again.
like the people in the government and the politicians, you know, it just felt like everything felt good. The birds are singing in the morning, the sun's out, and you felt like the country had your back. Things just feel dirty, and I don't know how to describe that.
It's game over. That's the reality. So we do that word pride around twice, is what he did. right? Which I made the mention earlier. That's not a coincidence, bro. All right, these are very, very proud people, and this is why ultimately why their destruction is coming upon them. Bear with me. Let me go. Oh, the elders live too. All right, bear with me here. As I was saying, again, these are very, very proud people, and that's why their destruction is fastly approaching. All right, their fall is evident. Bear with me. I can't. I'm enough off. Let me see something here. All right. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, right? Chapter 10 and verse 2, and it reads, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein." All right, and again, Evil E being as proud as he is as the ruler in the form of these global elites, that type of energy and spirit echoes through his whole system, his whole empire, I should say rather. All right, because that's the type of spirit that he puts out there. You know, that's where you got these commercials, you know, proud to be an American, proud to be a Marine. You know, you got that whole American pride mantra. You see? But unbeknownst to them, that right there is a token that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hates y'all, man. Because the scriptures say the Lord hates a proud look. All right? What are you to be proud of when you're nothing but earth and ashes, man? And this is what you Edomites are ultimately about to find this out. All you in Babylon, all you Babylonians are about to find this out, man. That the Lord's not playing with you. Let me get this real quick. The book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 11, and it reads, "And I will punish the world for their evil." And this is talking to Esau's world. Okay, great punishment is coming to Esau's world. Okay, Esau's world is going to go out by violence, as it tells us in Revelations 18 and 21. It's going to be a violent overthrow, okay, of this current eon. Right? And the wicked for their iniquity, right? And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, man. So pride is coming to a rapid close, bro. I want to do this. I want to go back to that Isaiah 26, right? Because I want to jump down. Yeah, because, man, this place has hell to pay, bro, for what they've done to us Israelites, first and foremost. Remember, when you read Isaiah 34, it tells us that it's for the controversy of Zion. That's why, as far as why the Lord is going to make an altar out of Babylon and a sacrifice out of you people. It's for the controversy of Zion, man. Our blood that's on this land, man. You people must be out of your mind. I'm talking about obviously outside of you, beloved Akim and Aqua, obviously. You people must be out of your mind if you think, okay, that you're going to some way, somehow get away, all right, with throwing us guys in open graves and just, you know, just knocking us off by the millions, bro, and just doing Southern Kingdom where you did, bro. You know what I mean? What you've done to all of us, bro. You know, our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, you crazy if you think you're going to get away with that. If you think that's just going to be left in the history books, bro, to be read about and studied and pondered on. Imagine how it was back then. No, it's not being left there like that. All right, there's a rude awakening, man, that's coming upon you Edomites, bro. And the Lord got something planned for you, bro. He got something drastic planned for you. All right? And we're here to tell you that. Right? Look at this. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20. And it reads, "Come, my people," right? Which the Lord's people is the elect, first and foremost. Let's make that very clear. Now, granted, yeah, 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, your bloodline, your stock goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, but in relation to this second Exodus and who the Lord recognizes, all right, based off of your garment that you're wearing, all right, you are you are in an abominable branch to the Lord. You're likened unto a strange nation because you're joining unto the nation, the heathens. You see, what's that? Sirach 13. Let me go get that real quick so we can validate what we're saying here. And we're gonna come back to this point we're making. By Sirach 13:1, he that touches pitch shall be defiled therewith. And he that hath fellowship with a proud man, there goes that word proud again. Okay? And he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Again, and there's no one prouder than Esau. And you eat, and you, Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you make a covering for yourself through Esau in this system, bro. All right? You relying on Babylon the Great. You relying on Esau where you think he's your only hope. You know? You trust in him. All right? You're making flesh your arm, which is a curse unto you, man, pursuant to the book of Jeremiah. Right? And that's why, again, you're going to be likened unto him. You're going to receive that divine judgment that's written. All right? That's fastly approaching this dude. All right? Let me go here. And again, the writings on the wall, the signs are across the board. All right? That the Lord is close. You see? What we're witnessing, this is monumental, bro. You know, who would have ever knew? Okay, you heard what he said? Old boy said, I remember the times you can just hang you can wear an American flag shirt, or, you know, have an American flag in front of your house, and you can hear the birds chirping, and it felt right, it felt good, you know? Now they're feeling, what it is that dark clouds over them now. You see? The walls are closing in. Judgment's creeping in on them. Let's go. And they feel it in their spirit. That's beautiful. The book of Isaiah chapter 26. They can feel it in the air, like Beanie Siegel, the song. Yeah, they can feel it in the air. Something ain't right. Something, yeah, because, hey, the Lord's coming. He's about to deliver his people and serve you damn demons with a cold-plated judgment. There's the book of Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20 again. Right, come my people, the elect, right, of Israel, that remnant, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. And this is talking to the chariots, man. And we're going to show it. We're going to show you. This is talking to those chambers that the elect are going to hide in and shut the doors behind them. That's talking about them chariots, bro. And we're going to show you. But check this out. Hide thyself as it were for a moment until the indignation, which is the righteous anger of the Lord, right, be overpassed. Now, real quick, right, I'm going to come back here. But let's prove that those chambers are talking about the chariots. See, what has to be understood is that the deliverance is going to come in the form of the elect being beamed into the chariots, bro. All right, we have the first account documented, which it was with Enoch. The Lord took Enoch before the flood. Okay? Before the flood came, the Lord took Enoch, bro. That's the first documented account we have of the chariots of Israel, you know, being on the scene and doing that magnificent how can I word it? Pretty much, I'll call it a deliverance, bro. You know, because he did it to Enoch, and then the next account we have is with Elisha. Okay, or Elijah, rather. Forgive me, Elijah. All right, and then the third account we have is with Yahweh Shai, Acts the 1st chapter. All right, and it's written in Jeremiah. No, I'm sorry, Matthew 24, which is where we are, but it mentions in Jeremiah chapter 16, and it's also reiterated in chapter 23 that the salvation that's going to come out of the north is going to be like nothing else ever. It's no longer going to be talked about how the Lord, you know, split the Gulf of Suez, you know, and drowned his Pharaoh, and, you know, brought us through dry land, you know, to escape the clutches of the Pharaoh and his army. No. The talking point is going to be how the Lord delivered us out of the land of the north. This is coined as a strange salvation. It's going to be strange. It's going to be divine. All right, as divine as Esau's judgment is going to be, and when the Lord visits this place and zaps it with those chariots and allows those missiles of the power that is the power of these missiles are, man, they're truly divine, because the power of these missiles are unbelievable. You know, it's going to change the it actually is able to reshape like the landmass, you know, from a space view. You know, if these ICBMs hit a coastline, it won't look the same. All right, that's how powerful these things are. You see, it won't look the same from an aerial view. But needless to say, right, these chariots are going to deliver the elect, all right, of Israel via the second Exodus. That's going to be the fourth time they show up to do this magnificent, strange act. All right, check this out. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 29, right? And it reads, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. And notice how it's showing us that there's no such thing as a rapture. You know, because according to that doctrine, these wacky-tacky bugged-out so-called Christians are not going to be on the scene, all right, when tribulation comes. But watch this, though. Matthew 24 and 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days. All right, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. This truth is going to be nowhere to be found. All right, and the stars shall fall from heaven, which are likened unto the missiles. That's an allegorical. Those stars are talking to the missiles, man. The literal stars are not going to fall from heaven. All right, no. When you, I believe it's Revelation. Revelation's the 6th chapter. All right, John the Revelator seen the same thing. All right, look. And they shall see the Son of Man. I'm sorry, I skipped the line. Immediately after those tribulations of those days shall the sun be darkened. Right, Matthew 24 and 29. And the moon shall not give her light. And the stars shall fall from heaven. Talking to the missiles. And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Right, the global elite. The powers of the heaven. They're in the third. They're in the first heaven. There's 3 heavens. You have heaven on earth, in the form of you being sovereign. The second heaven, as far as where the fowls fly, right, where the constellations reside. And you have the third heaven, which is the 4th dimension, where our power dwells, man. All right? This heaven is talking about Esau's sovereignty, Esau's rulership. All right? That's why it says the powers of the heavens, all right, shall be shaken. I believe there's a precept in Job where it says the wicked shall be shaken out of power, roughly paraphrasing. I believe that's in the book of Job, right? Look at verse 31. And he shall send, I'm sorry, verse 30, forgive me. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, Yahushua. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, okay? Because the conclusion's going to be met, bro, that everybody had it wrong but the elect. All right? 2/3 of you niggas are going to come to the conclusion, all right, that you inherited lies, all right, pursuing the Jeremiah 16. And you heathen, forget about it. Thinking that you can be joined unto, you can be grafted in Romans 11. You're going to just be feeling on some other on some other stupid shit. You see? It's going to come to the realize it, because the Lord's going to come through deleting shit, bro. You know? As we know, pursuing the book of Isaiah 66. The slain of the Lord shall be many. All right? Look at this, man. Look at, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, right? That fathership with the hosts, right, of heaven, with power and great glory, bro. Yahushua is coming in his magnificence, bro, and his majesty, and his glory, his splendor. All right? And again, Isaiah 47, we were there. It tells us at a couple precepts down, verse, 3 or 4? He's not going to meet these niggas as a man. All right? He's not going to meet, all right, you inhabitants of the earth as a man when he comes back this second time. Right? Let's continue on. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. all right? Because we've been scattered everywhere, all right? So the elect is going to be delivered, bro, from all four corners of the earth. The greatest deliverance is coming out of Babylon the Great, right? Because this is where we've been oppressed together, pursuant to Jeremiah, what's that, 50 and 33, all right? But the reality is this. When you go back to Isaiah 26 now, that's that moment, all right, being encapsulated, if you can envision it, all right, in Isaiah 26. This is that moment, all right, where the elect is going to be hidden, all right, for that little moment in those chambers of the chariots, bro, until the Lord's indignation, his righteous anger, overpasses, bro, right? Isaiah 13, we buy it out. The Lord's going to punish the world for their evil. Right, the righteous anger is going to rest upon this planet Earth, bro. It's not going to take long for the Lord to wipe out this landmass. It's going to take 1 hour. It's going to be easy money. And the Lord could do it quicker than that, but it's all through the effort. It's all through the process of prophecy. It's written, and that's the way it's going to go down. So right back in Isaiah 26 and 20, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a moment until the indignation be overpassed, man. See, now we know what that means. You new listeners out there, now you understand what that's talking to. All right, it's talking to when the Lord gives the green light, all right, for the elect to be delivered, all right, before the missiles touch down, bro. Because the elect have to be delivered before those missiles touch down. You see? The elect have to be in those chariots. Revelations 15. All right? John the Revelator made the mention, bro. He's seen it. All right? Standing on the sea of glass. All right? Which is likened unto the elect. Being in those chariots, looking down, looking through the firmament, bro. Seeing this landmass specifically get completely turned inside out. All right? Why, though? Isaiah 26 and 21. For behold, the Lord Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. All right? The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. You see that? So the earth shall also disclose her blood. Now, real quick, and we already know the bloodthirsty man, right? It's Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, right? So you better believe. Let me see something real quick. I want to get this word. I want to get this word disclosed real quick. Let me see something real quick. That's in the NIV. Let me put that back in the KJV. Bear with me. I'm in the Blue Letter Bible right now. I just want to grab a word real quick. Come on now. Let's see what we got here. Let me turn this up. It's already up. So here's that word disclose in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 1540. Gala. Gala.
It's actually Galaha is what it is in the Lashawan Kodash in the Paleo Hebrew. It's actually Galaha. All right? That's how we would pronounce it. All right, Galaha. So Galaha. Right? That word disclose means what? To uncover. Okay? To be revealed, bro. Okay? You see? So all the bloodshed of evil E is going to be discovered. It's going to be revealed. It's going to be uncovered. Because again, what has he done? When you go to Revelations, we know that this landmass this is where the majority of our blood's been shed, bro. All right, that blood must be uncovered, right? Revelations, what's that? 17. I'm going to just go straight to the point. Revelation 17. I'm going to start at verse 5. Verse 6 is the point. Upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And as we always say, all right, this is the place where wickedness is springboarded from. All right, this is the epitome of evil. This is that valley, that lowland that Job talked about. This is the pit. All right, look at verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, bro. Who are the saints? Psalms 50. All right, it tells us who the saints are. It's a clear distinction. We understand it's those that made a covenant with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai through sacrifice. All you got to do is go to Exodus, the 24th chapter, and we'll be able to come to that conclusion that the Israelites are the only ones that made a covenant with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai through a sacrifice. That's why, a blood sacrifice at that. All right, that's why the second covenant, all right, pursuant to Jeremiah 31 and 31, Hebrews 8 and 8, it only evolves around Jacob and Israel and Judah. You see Jacob, that's it. There's not, if they were able to be part of that, there will be a list of nations. Just like when we go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, regarding those that are in confederate against us and our power. There's a list of nations there. Some of them are mentioned twice. Okay? So why would there not be a list of nations in Jeremiah 31:31 or Hebrews 8 and 8? Because the heathen nations are not involved, all right, in this family reunion. They're not involved. It has nothing to do with them. That's why. But anyways, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Okay? And again, this land is soaked with the blood of the saints, man, with us Israelites, bro. Starting with the northern kingdom. Okay? And with the blood of the martyrs, right, which are the witnesses of Yahweh Shai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration, bro. So guess what? This blood's going to be disclosed. It's going to be uncovered. It's going to be revealed. Because there's things that Esau has done, all right, that we'll find out in the kingdom, which is pretty much going to justify, okay, the terror that we bring forth, all right, upon meditation. As scripture tells us, we'll meditate terror. All right, it's not going to even be a question as far as not to bring it forth or not. It's going to, because again, the Lord, pursuant to Ezekiel 25, he said they're going to know, Esau's going to know according to the Lord's anger. All right, the captivity, you heathen have a lot to be afraid of, bro. Because ultimately, what you don't understand is that you will find out, but you're going to be in captivity under immortals, under gods, bro. You're going to literally gods are going to be getting physical with you. Like the Lord used you, you know, as another mere mortal, you know, to be a whipping stick unto us. But imagine this. Gods are going to be ruling on earth. All right? We're talking about a whole different type of judgment that's going to be taking place, bro. Divine judgment. Righteous judgment. All right? Real quick. What was I going to grab? Oh, let's grab this real quick. All right? We can bring it on home with this right here. Oh, man. What is that? Is that Numbers? This is what I want right here. The book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 33, and it reads this. So ye should not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that's the only way this landmass is going to get cleansed, which this right here, that justifies Isaiah 34. All right, while the Lord is going to bring forth a great sacrifice in Basra. All right, which Basra was the capital city of Edom, which is likened unto America today. Remember, Esau is Edom. You see? So the blood, there has to be great bloodshed in contrary to the blood of the Israelites that has been shed for hundreds of years here, bro. It's just the way it goes, bro. Thus saith the law. On top of that, we're found in your hands. You've been brutalizing us. And now you stole us. Now we're found in your hands. Matter of fact, I got one more and we out. There ain't no way. There ain't no escape for Esau. Right, we'll leave you with this right here through the Spirit. Let me see something real quick. I know it's in Exodus. Let's see here. Bear with me, Akiyama Nagawa. Let me do this. All right, we're gonna play this game. We'll do this. All right. This is the book. I always forget where this scripture's at. But this is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, in verse 16, and it reads, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him." I'm going to get this in the Good News Bible. The Spirit just hit me. I'm going to go to the Good News Bible as well after this. We'll close up with that one. I'm curious what it says. "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him," Esau's done both of these things, right? He stole us. He stole the Southern Kingdom brothers off of the land of Africa, right? Did he not do that and execute the transatlantic slave trade? Oh, we can't forget, he stole us off of this land. All right? Northern Kingdom, God, and the Taínos. He stole us off of this land. And what did he do? He sent us to Europe and what have you. See? He's guilty of this, bro. Look at, "And selleth them." He did that, auction blocks, right? "Or if he be found in his hand, we hear, he shall surely be put to death." Okay? Period. Let's go get it in the Good News Bible. Let's see what it says. Let's see how it's worded there. The book of Exodus, chapter 21, in verse 16, it reads, "Whoever kidnaps someone," right, either to sell him or keep him as a slave, is to be put to death. Okay? So yeah, man, this judgment that's coming upon Esau is justified. What we're witnessing right now, with these regular Joe six-packs crying out, you know, they're on that "we the people," all that bullshit. Hey, all they're doing is bearing witness, right, to the reality of their guilt. You know, all they're doing is bearing witness to the reality of the pressure that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai spiritually truly does have on their neck. You know, and understand this, man. Again, the men of the Lord bringing out this word is shaking up this whole entire situation, bro. It's this word, man. The Lord is, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Think about it. No Black Panthers party or Native American movement or the Taino movement, whatever, all that worldly stuff did anything to any effect. All that protesting, come on, man, and do nothing. This word, bro. This word, which is likened unto a fire, bro. All right? And these people are likened unto wood, and they're getting burnt up. This, with the word, is shaking things up. You see? It's shaking things up. Because as much as one wants to deny, all right, what we're saying, you know, here it is, the brothers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone on down, having those missile signs, right? All that seemed far-fetched. All right? Because, of course, again, we understand that these Babylonians are in the mindset that they can't be touched. Oh, there's no way. That'll never happen. But here it is. These smaller countries, not only are they allying with other major empires in the form of China and Russia, but they have nuclear weapon programs, successful ones, all right, to where now they have a missile, more than one. I'm saying it like that because they designed They have a missile design, all right? A successful one that is now able to enter, it can reach the interiors, man, of this place. All right? So now, if anybody's on any level tapping into politics, they're seeing that being brought out, you know? So now one has to scratch his head and say, wait a minute, this is not going to be a war yesterday, all right? Where Esau was the only one behind the Manhattan Project, and he was able to go on to Hiroshima and Nagasaki and just drop atomics on people. Nah, it's not that type of party. Now, the Lord done changed the Lord done made the weak strong. Okay, now thousands of miles to the east, all right. You have a Habibi, all right, hiding out underground somewhere that can push a button, all right, if it's the Lord's will, and they can send a hot one, all right, to the east coast of Babylon, bro. And that's the reality, bro. That's the reality, bro. So, hey, Lord willing, you out here, I'm not walk by edify, man, wearing some beautiful times. What I want to do, I want to play the video of this Edomite one more time and we out. Matter of fact, I'm not going to be a dead dog. We'll leave it right there. All right, we're 52 minutes in. This went longer than I anticipated anyway. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Aki, I'm not walk by edify. Lord willing, you were spiritually fed again. Hopefully, elect 3 is where I got that clip. The beloved brother. Hey, shalom to you as well, Aki. Yahweh Bashim Yashab Barakatah. That brother stays throwing alley hoops. It's been a while since I grabbed one. You know what I mean? And put it under the leg through the spirit, spun on him. You know what I mean? And slam dunked it. But hey, the water Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for the spirit. All jokes aside, you know, it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that gives us the inspiration to do this. You know, without it, as the beloved elder Apostle Gabar has said many times, this Holy Spirit, the Rakak Wadash, is the engine, all right, of what we do. Without the Holy Spirit, you're dry, you're not reading, no lessons are being conjured up, you can't edify, all right? You're stagnant, you know, sitting on your hands. You see, we need the Spirit. That's why we got to be praying. That Psalms 51, that Psalms 51, man. You know, that Psalms 51, without the Holy Spirit, it's over. You know, that Psalms 51. But, yeah, man, the Wadi How about Shem Yahushai, you know, for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Akiam and Akwath will edify, spiritually fed, and Lord willing, informed. All right? Evil E is losing. Okay? He's tearing at the seam. All right? And what we're witnessing right now is evil E, his end scene. We're witnessing the end scene of Esau's, of this diabolical movie. All right? With Esau being the director. It's coming to an end. This nigga's coming to a close, bro. All right, we there, beloved Akiam and Akwath. Hey, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash. A double honor to the beloved elders and apostles of the great millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, till next time, beloved Akiam and Akwath, Lord willing, till next time, Shalom, Shalom.